Beep.
Marion, are you okay?
Saul Goodman's here.
Oh no!
Oh, we'll get the police right away.
Thank you.
So welcome back, everyone. What are we watching today? Better Call Saul, the finale of the series. Yeah, I mean we were looking forward to seeing this.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, we love the show, and we're sad that it's ending, but it's been great so far.
That's right.
And we had our theories last time what may happen, and I think you guys were saying that he might get caught, and I'm hoping he turns himself in. I'm hoping it's his choice.
Yes, we were hoping he wouldn't die. And I think it's just so fitting now that we just saw this last episode.
That's for sure. Yes.
You know, how he just pushes the envelope.
He's going to keep pushing it, and he's going to get caught finally. He's not going to...
I mean, he pushed it so far. I mean, he always does, but now it's like he's screwed because...
That's right.
Yeah, they're going to figure out Gene, and
between Marion and Jeff and now Kim. You know,
that's right.
With her confession, that's pretty crazy. She did that. I'm happy she did that.
I don't think he'll be going to Cinnabon.
No, I don't think so.
No. Yeah, they're going to piece everything together. Yes. So we're going to be watching on AMC Plus. You guys ready?
Ready.
Let's get into it.
We're sitting on $7 million here, literally. And first thing we do, take $6 million and build a time machine. Where would you go first, huh?
March 17th, 1984. Day I took my first bribe. You.
May 10, 1965. That's the day Warren Buffett took over at Berkshire Hathaway.
That's it, honey.
That's all I cared about.
Mm-hmm. What else?
He's headed south towards Curtis.
Good for her.
Yeah, she's good.
Excellent.
Oh, please get it.
Who is it?
Around.
Whoa.
Dumpster.
It's in the
They're going to hear
yeah.
you.
What's in there?
Bring out the
The vacuum guy, yep.
All the money, everything.
Hey.
Hands, now.
Yeah.
So he didn't give himself up.
Yeah.
Hello, Krista. It's Gene. Just call the main office. The number is on the bulletin board, and let them know you're going to need a new manager.
So they finally caught you.
Listen, this is your lucky day. I am talking to Saul Goodman's new advisory council. Where do you see this ending?
Where do I see it ending? With me on top, like always.
Life plus 190 years.
Oh, shit.
Listen, you've got Agent Schrader's widow back there. Why don't you invite her in?
Oh, wait
I mean, you or that.
Well, no, she took it present at a plea negotiation. It's completely inappropriate.
My husband was the best man that I have ever known. He lived to help others. His partner, Steve Gomez, Hank and Steve, the good guys, they were shot dead and left in a hole in the desert. No matter what they do with you now, no matter where they put you or for how long, it will never be enough.
You and he are victims. And so am I. As I was leaving my office, I was attacked. I was kneeling in front of an open grave with a gun pointed at my head. That was my introduction to Walter White. I even thought about talking to Agent Schrader, but I knew that Walter White would kill me wherever I was. Walter White might be dead, but Jesse Pinkman and the others, they're still out there. Somewhere. I have nothing.
You deserve nothing.
And you think jurors are gonna buy that?
He's changed.
Right?
Oh, see?
You never can tell.
You're not going to negotiate with this man. You're not.
The government will move to dismiss counts 3 through 9 of the
Oh, come on.
7.5 years. Term to be served at FCI Butner Low, North Carolina, Wing D.
Wing D. And now we are done. No more games.
Now I got a sweetener. It's nothing I've talked about. New arena, primo stuff.
You're talking about Howard Hamlin. That's your sweetener.
Kim Wexler? She spilled her guts about Howard Hamlin. On the record.
Hey, you're a scientist, right? So I have a question. What would you do if you had a time machine?
Look, time travel. The kind of time travel that you're thinking of is a scientific impossibility.
It's just a thought experiment. There's got to be something you'd go back and change if you could.
Just ask about regrets and leave all this time traveling nonsense out of it.
Okay, regrets.
When I was a graduate student, I started a company with some... At the time, I thought they were my friends. And had I stayed, well, I wouldn't be down here with you. So what about you?
Wait, I got one.
A slip and fall.
Yeah, that's how I put myself through bartending school.
So you were always like this?
It's Bill.
Hey, I asked you not to speak to him.
That's my lawyer. So if I talk to my attorney and we let something slip that could help the government's case, you could pass it along to the prosecution, totally clean. She confessed. What's the DA gonna do with it?
No witnesses, no physical evidence. Most likely they sit on it permanently. She opened herself up to a civil suit. The widow can take her for everything she has. Mrs. Hamlin's out lawyer shopping as we speak.
Central Florida Legal Aid, how can I help you? Hello?
Kim,
Yes?
your ex, Saul Goodman, he was arrested in Nebraska. He's giving testimony that affects you.
What kind of testimony?
I hope he has a change of heart.
It's showtime.
Same.
So, it's United States versus Saul Goodman. The defendant still wants to represent himself?
That's right, Your Honor.
Okay.
Your Honor, if I may say something that I think will help the court fully understand the situation.
Mr. Goodman, any statement you make imperils that recommendation.
I'm very aware of that, Your Honor. 2 years ago, I was attacked. That was my introduction to Walter White. And for the next 16 months, my every waking moment was spent building Walter White's drug empire.
Hold on, Mr. Goodman, stop right there.
Your Honor, we'd like to request a recess.
No, we do not need a recess.
Your Honor, we are satisfied for Mr. Goodman to continue.
Mr. Goodman, you are now under oath. Any false statement you make can be used in prosecution for perjury or obstruction of justice.
I lied to the government about Kim Wexler. I fed him a load of BS about her involvement in Howard Hamlin's murder. I was more than a willing participant. I was indispensable. I kept Walter White out of jail. Fact is, Walter White couldn't have done it without me. I have one more thing to say.
Sit down, Mr. Goodman.
Please, Your Honor.
Now.
Please. What happened to Howard Hamlin? After that, Kim had the guts to start over. She left town. But I'm the one who ran away. Your Honor. Bill, please. Just let me get through this.
Mr. Goodman, sit down and stay seated.
The name's McGill.
I was going
I'm
back.
James McGill. They had those apples that you like? I got you half a dozen. Fuji. What?
You know I could hire someone to do this. I could get someone from the office.
I'm doing it.
Well, you stay for a while. We could talk.
Talk? What about?
I'm hoping you didn't steal that from a motel ice machine.
You can hope. I'm gonna take a pass on the heart-to-heart, Chuck.
If you don't like where you're heading, there's no shame in going back and changing your path.
I'll see you tomorrow, Chuck.
The time machine. That's why he always brought that up because of his brother. Yeah, so it's not 7 years anymore. I highly doubt that.
That's right.
Wow.
I think you got a little bit more. I do know you.
Better call Saul.
Ah.
Right?
Better.
Saul.
Oh.
Better call Saul. Saul.
course, sir. I got you, Saul.
See, no matter what, he has to keep the name. He has to live with it now. Kim, sad to see him.
How did you...
Turns out my New Mexico bar card doesn't have an expiration date. You had him down to 7 years.
Yeah, I did.
86 years.
86 years.
Just like in the beginning.
Cheers.
Oh my god.
Shipping a cigarette.
Wow, what a way to end it! My God.
Yeah. Hey.
Well, now we know it's on that coat hanger.
Yeah.
That's
Are they
right.
gonna show prison?
If I will.
Yeah, I was right.
Yes, there is.
I'm not proud of it though.
Yeah.
But you know, he deserved it. He
Yeah.
did. And
Oh, yeah.
thank you.
I'm Bob Odenkirk, and I wanted to say hi.
Aw.
That's right.
Oh, wow.
The fans have shown an appreciation that gave me a greater appreciation for the stories.
And I hope we've made you happy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you.
Thank
That
you
was
so
wonderful.
much.
Thank you.
Yes.
Oh man, Marie Princeton. Yes, all these special
Oh,
appearances.
My gosh,
Marie.
yeah.
What a
Yes.
terrific series. I'm very happy with this.
I'm happy the way it ended.
I am too. Very
I mean,
fitting.
it's sad,
Very
but
much.
it's
It
fitting.
is.
It is so fitting, just like
Oh,
Breaking
sure.
Bad.
Yes.
I really like how that ended too. And with Saul, I think that couldn't have been more perfect.
That's right.
I tell you, that is so true.
Yeah,
I
'cause-
totally
Definitely,
agree.
yeah.
He got caught. And not only did he get
It
caught,
was a great
but
way he got caught.
yeah, and the dumpster. So
In a
okay, well, that
dumpster,
shows
drunk
how
all
far
the
he's
time.
come, you know.
Wow.
And then after that, he's able to con everyone to
Oh,
get
he did.
7 years instead of triple life.
It
or
was
whatever.
190 years
Plus life.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and so he was able to do his magic and still
really
con
did.
to get what he wanted. Like you don't ever hear that. Even the judge was confused to be like 7 years. And he brought Kim over because he has gotten spiteful with his brother, with Howard, but he understands that, like he always did, but he always like denied it, you know? But for him to bring Kim in made him look more like the hero, because I was so mad at him because I really thought he would actually, like he was full on dark side
I'm
now.
going
He was
down,
gonna
you're going down with me
burn
kind
her
of
with
thing.
him. Yeah. And for him to actually confess everything, lose those 7 years, be there for 86 or whatever it was, and,
86, yeah.
for life, and clear her name. Like, that made him more of a hero. And not only that, he's in jail, and everyone thinks he's a superstar.
Oh
that
my
he's a
God,
celebrity, and everyone
God,
loves him. You're there for us. Yeah, you're always there for
Yeah.
us, you know? So that's like a perfect
Yeah,
ending
that's
for
right.
him.
Yeah,
So
sure.
I
It
think
was.
he'll always have people protecting him there because
right,
he
yeah.
always defended
Yes,
criminals.
he came out smelling like a rose,
Yes, he
really.
sure did,
Even
yeah.
if he's in jail, he's smelling like a rose.
No, he's
and
good.
it's proving to Kim how much he loves her in the long
I love
run.
that.
That's right, yeah.
He
Well, that's
really
good.
did say, you know what, I am taking off the Saul, you know. thing
And he
for
said
a
Jimmy
minute.
McGill again.
Yes,
Yes, Jimmy McGill,
and
as he said,
hi-
yeah.
his true confession was his, you know, professing his love to her, saying,
Well, that's good that he did
I do
that.
have a conscience,
Yeah.
and I am sorry.
Yeah,
So
he
glad he
talked
did.
about
In
his
his own
brother
right,
and
yeah.
Howard, and
he didn't have to
Right.
do that part.
yeah,
It
he
was
didn't
just
have
to
to,
get
but he
it
just
off
had to
his
get that. He
chest.
talked about Chuck, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, that was great, and just the exchange, like the looks that Kim and Jimmy were giving each other
sure,
was
yeah.
perfect, because you can see the love was still there, which I'm so happy to see that was still there, because like bad things happen, and when Jimmy full on went Saul when Kimmy broke up with him, and he was so spiteful and mean to her with the divorce
that's right,
papers
my
and
gosh.
everything
Oh,
else.
yeah.
Like, I was like, is he really gonna just have, he has too much pride where he has to take her out with him. I'm like, that
That's right, yeah.
sucks. So I'm glad that wasn't a thing, and it
Me
came
too.
back to the love was always there. He was just denying it because he was too
That's right,
proud
yeah.
and stubborn,
Thank goodness.
you know.
And when he goes in that courtroom with that shiny suit on, I'm like,
That's right, yeah.
I
he's
know,
just
perfect
throwing
Saul.
It.
Yeah.
It was to me, it felt like, yes, he is going to throw her under the bus, you know. He is going to bring her down with him, but no, he just did it.
Good.
Yeah.
Saying goodbye to Saul, really.
And at that moment, too, when Kim was there and he was dressed as Saul and he starts talking, I knew he already had a plan, but I thought the more he talked about, like, Chuck out loud, he started to change more into Jimmy, because in the first few minutes of that, he was, like, adjusting, I think, his tie and his suit or something a lot, like, I'm Saul and I'm proud, you know? And then over time, I thought he was going to unbutton and take it off or something, because then he became more Jimmy, like, I'm going to get rid of this. I felt like that, you know? So to see him want to be Jimmy again, and at least people heard that, and Kimmy witnessed it, which really mattered to him. And him going to prison, everyone sees him as Saul, and them chanting that in the bus, like, no matter what, you're going to die, like this is who you are now, like, no matter the cost, like, this is what you did
and
to
the
yourself.
people are going to love him because, hey, he's one of us now. I mean, how, and that's also fitting.
Yeah. So I like how he wanted to remove that identity and be Jimmy again. Like, that was awesome. And the right person heard it. And then here, like, no matter what, like, this is the bed you made. Like, you have to be Saul now. And heck, you're loved. He was very proud for a long time being Saul. And, you know, so he got what was coming to him. So I think that was a great fit.
And he's baking things, so he's got a little gene in him, too.
I know, right? Like, it still comes back to that. Do you have any cinnamon? Where is the icing with my bread now?
I do that frosting.
This was very well done. I am very sad.
And I was very sad about Marie. I'm
Me
so
too.
proud of her for right off the bat, as soon as she gets in there, she's looking him right in the eye, and she's just telling him how she feels.
Yeah.
You know, the loss of her husband.
Poor Hank.
The loss of Gomi.
That was, there's
was
so many
beautiful.
Amazing emotional tragic moments in this show, Breaking Baddie on this.
I was kind of hoping that they'd put a little purple hue on her, you know, because
I know she always had purple, but everything was black and white, right?
Yeah.
So, but you're right, like that was
That
always her
would've been
color,
great.
and that was like royalty or something, right? Or loyalty. Loyalty was blue, but yeah, like I love all the different colors and how this show is always about different colors represent different things, and the more you have of it, the more extreme it is, you know. But then this part 2 was mainly like in black and white, so to have that, like after all the craziness, like you still had stuff going on and Saul coming back, you know, out of hiding as Gene and causing all these other Saul issues, you know, with other people. Like what happened with Jeff? That he got out.
Oh my God.
He got out.
Yeah, he probably did, you know.
He's probably still living with Mom. Maybe he's in jail for a little bit, but
yeah. I'm glad Kim was able to get out of it, because again, she did a lot of wrong too. I know she wasn't I don't even say perfect. She did a lot of bad things, but she really did care a lot about people,
and she did confess, and
she owned it.
And she made, you know, Jimmy do it. Incidentally, you know, she did make Jimmy confess as well, and now they can just like live with what they did. You know, they can breathe and they can be themselves now. And apparently she's going to still practice law. I don't know. I mean, her card didn't expire. Her New Mexico.
I know, so she was able to go there, so maybe she could just keep it and it's fine. I don't know.
Maybe she'll do pro bono again.
Well, that's what she was doing. She was helping out. Oh, before she got called out. Yeah, that's right. Because she was in Florida.
Before.
But, you know, she always was, like, she had good intentions until, like, her and Jimmy started getting into other stuff and getting spiteful and trying to mess with people. But she really did help people with the pro bono work. And she really liked doing it. Like,
when she went to the courthouse, you know, she turned around and she saw a woman doing the same thing she used to do. You know? Talking to her clients, and you can tell that she was doing pro bono work or whatever.
Yeah, and then in Florida, like with that woman talking to the pregnant lady, and she's like,
she
if
went
he
in there
comes
and
back,
she was,
you let me know, you call me,
right,
you know,
that
and
was Kim. She would do that, and now she was doing like paralegal stuff for her free.
Yeah,
because her core person, she does want to help.
And she wasn't like, look at me, look what I'm doing, showing off like the good deeds she's doing. Like she does it privately, and she really loves helping people.
That's right.
You know, so that was huge. That was
and she missed it.
really good of her. So I am glad one of them was able to get out of it, and Kim, I think, was the better
I
one.
think so
yeah,
too.
that's
and
why she had to get away from Jimmy.
She
yeah,
did.
because he got
and
too wrapped up into it where it didn't matter.
They fed off of each
or
other.
hid. Like he was saying, he but like he even said he hid from all of it, and he got even stronger with Saul because that's how he like hid all his emotions. You know,
Yeah, that's right.
Exactly.
Definitely.
And it's funny how when they went their separate ways and they were leading different lives, their own different lives, Kim went back to helping people with the law just before, this all came down, and he went deeper, he went right back into the Saul mode.
Mm-hmm.
So it's funny how their true selves, you can't change, you are who you are. Kind of thing, and that's so true with these two.
Yeah, and that was like the roots of like something so deep, like
Yes.
that was who he loved being. And I like how we saw more Breaking Bad segments, or even Better Call Saul early on in this series with like Mike and Jimmy in the desert, and then they had the discussion about a time machine. And then him talking to Walt about it, and he's like, not word for word at all, so don't quote me please, but like with Walt saying, like, what do you talk about a time machine? Like, that's not even possible. And you mean regret. And, he goes, that doesn't even like, I forget how he said it. It was very simple in how he said it, but it doesn't even mean anything.
Right.
And I'm like, well, actually it does. Because the way, because when Jimmy talked about it with Mike, like Mike actually had regrets, and he's like, oh, I would change this, like my first bribe or whatever, I would have stopped, so I would have been like on a better path maybe. It was a bad bribe maybe. And then here Saul or Jimmy was like, oh, well, I would keep the $1 million, put it away, and then I'd be a billionaire because it's all about money.
Yeah,
so it's
go
showing
down
him.
to the Hathaway, yeah.
Because he's not thinking about like, oh, I wouldn't change myself because I'm too proud kind of thing too. Like I would make more money. It's all it's about. And then you have Walt, who's like so stubborn and so scientific that everyone's stupid and that's a stupid idea and that doesn't happen. Like he's too narrow-minded and super smart where he just can't even comprehend a fantasy idea, I guess, of a time machine. And he goes, well, regret. So he needed to be more literal with his terminology.
And he did confess a regret that he had, Walt did. And then what does Jimmy pick? He picks something that, oh, darn, I was doing the slipping Jimmy thing or the slipping.
And so you haven't changed.
And he actually got hurt. Oh, God, if I could change anything, I would have made myself not get hurt.
Yeah.
And not, put myself in that predicament.
Yeah, and it shows you that like he still wasn't confessing of anything that he did on his own.
And it was perfect what Walt said, and Walt said, I'm paraphrasing here, but he's like, oh, so you wouldn't change a thing. So you are who you are,
Yeah, you never change.
You never change.
Yeah.
You pretty much, you are who you are. And that solidifies this whole...
That's right.
This whole series of him, that's who he is.
Yeah, because
right
he learned talking with Mike when Mike was like, really, it's just money. There's nothing else you would change about yourself. And then he just ignored it and said, let's keep going. So I think that's from that discussion, that's why when he said it to Walt too later on, that he wanted to find something. And yes, his knees got messed up, but it wasn't something that... Like, it was a stupid thing he did, but I'm like, it wasn't like a major choice that he made
change his
to
moral
screw
compass
up other
people.
So he was just coming up with something just to seem kind of normal.
And he can't.
It went and bit him in the butt.
That is him right to the core.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
And he came out, I'm telling you, I'm going to keep saying it, he came out smelling like a rose, even in jail.
Yes, that's right.
He's got friends.
Oh, yes,
he's probably going to give them legal advice and try to get people shorter sentences and stuff like that.
Who knows, or like bribing them just to get like extra razors. No, just kidding, but like something.
I can totally see that.
Oh boy, yes, he's going to
doing little scams. Because why did he want to go in the D block too? He must know it's an easy...
Yeah, he knew something about like that it was going to be it's an easier way of living or something.
Yeah.
I don't know like the whole details there, but he kept saying that. So and he kept saying that it was better.
He must know.
Yeah, he knows his ins and outs a lot. Like he's so super smart. And I know all throughout everything that's happened to him that he did regret a lot of things, but I mean there's such great acting in this because with him you can tell like Jimmy, he gets so regretful and he like all of a sudden like finds or justifies why or just gets angry and attacks, and doesn't blame himself for anything. And he did that when his brother died and then after Howard and, he was just very stubborn about that. But him talking about the time machine, which was a great way to wrap that up in this episode, it came down to he got that from Chuck.
That's
the
right.
Time machine.
Yep.
So that's why he kept bringing it up.
Right, and it never changed. Their conversation never changed. It always went to the same
That's
thing.
right, it did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like seeing Chuck again in this episode, and it just
I
made
did
me
too.
so sad.
And I liked how Saul brought up the the whole thing with getting kidnapped by Walter White, but he changed.
He turned it around right at that
moment.
And
I loved that.
Yes,
I loved that pivotal moment.
Because you saw him look up like, oh, yeah, let him talk.
Yeah.
He's like, all arguing
the
with the judge.
prosecutor was like, yes, please, we give him full,
Yeah, let him do it.
He can have the whole
Full disclosure
stage.
with it.
It's
Yeah.
showtime. That's true.
Yeah, I mean, that was very
great.
impressive.
And Marie was like,
reactions.
yes.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah,
I love people
great.
looking up, and even Kim looking up, like everyone's realizing, like, oh crap, like this
Yeah.
just turned.
And poor Kim was like shaking like she always does when she gets nervous. She was really just shaking with her foot.
Oh boy.
I was thinking of Jesse too. He's in hiding up in Alaska, right? And so he has to live a quiet life.
Yeah.
And here's Saul, like when he was saying what he had to say before, and he was just like, yeah, Walt's gone, and he goes, but Jesse Pinkman is still out there, and I'm like, oh my god, but again, he's in hiding, and he knows that, so
he changed his name.
Right, so he won't find him. But I'm like, oh, he's like throwing all these people under the bus now, but no, he just knew that they were safe anyway, so it didn't matter.
Which would be really interesting to see if they did another kind of series, what Jesse is doing up in Alaska.
We did see that movie.
Yeah,
but that was like,
I mean even further.
On,
yeah.
Like, what is he doing?
It would worry me because they'd have to. I mean, the stories are always so
Living on
great
the
with
grid.
this, but like,
Off the grid.
Hopefully he wouldn't be caught. And I don't think he would though, because Jesse wasn't like that. There's many times he wanted to try to get out of it, and it was always Walt that pulled him back. So hopefully he's doing good out of all the other characters. Gotta get something good out of it,
That's right.
But yeah, so I really liked it. I think it was a great ending. I love.
I am too. It's a really good ending.
Mm-hmm. I love the thank you at the end. That was nice.
Yeah.
Yes,
That was
because
nice.
it's how many years.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing. I mean, it is a huge part of the actors' lives too.
Oh, sure it is.
And also just
great acting.
Yeah, a lot of good acting. But just to specify too, we watched this on AMC Plus, and they'll have like a quick preview when the credits start rolling, like the first 2 credits that roll within a couple seconds, or like it feels like a couple seconds, but it's really fast. We'll get a preview and I'll try to skip it. So this time I almost skipped it, but I realized that they started thanking us. I'm like, okay, this is the end of the show. So I don't know if this is on any other platform or if it's just on AMC Plus, but we watched a big thank you thing at the end.
Yeah,
and that was really nice.
Yes.
If you're watching a
We
full
thank
reaction,
you
and, but yeah, so I enjoyed that. It really finalizes things, and I wonder if they'll make like a spin-off of this, not with Jimmy, but with another character. But I think honestly, where it is now, I think is perfect.
Yeah, me
I
too.
really
I
feel
think
like
so, too.
satisfied.
I am too, completely.
Yes,
especially where he landed up, and knowing, because we still love him. We love him so much, and hoping he thrives in jail.
Yeah,
and we know he's going to.
I mean, he's fist pumping or like,
oh yeah, he's
everybody
gonna be
and
just
knowing
fine.
Jimmy,
So it makes me feel better for him, because
Even though
he is good to a certain extent, and I really do like his character. I really got upset at him towards the end, but he redeemed himself in a way, and I think he'll be safer in jail because he'll have a lot of guards and buddies that really like him because he always rooted for the criminals and anyone who needed his justice.
That's right. I just loved how they caught him.
That was good in the
he didn't learn until the end.
No, of course not.
Right to the end. I mean, he's there trying
to played
call.
that and got what he wanted.
Yeah,
he played
he
his
wants
Saul.
he's got the diamonds, he's got his little shoebox of money. He's calling the guy up, the vacuum guy. He wants out again. And I mean, he's just
I had a feeling he wasn't going to give up by himself.
Yeah,
Never been
and
caught.
we were saying last episode that I was hoping that he would listen to Kimmy and give himself up, and technically he kind of did. He confessed afterwards, but both things happened where, you know, he was sleazy and proud, and he wasn't going to get caught, even though he was stupid at the end, and you know, it got caught anyways. And then after playing everybody and getting this, you know, the 7 years, you know, which is unheard of, I guess, and that was like a huge thing. He still confessed to, you know, clear his conscience and to, you know, have Kim have a clear name. That's right. You know, and he actually, after all that, you know, honestly confessed, even though he didn't have to at that point, but it made him look better in a lot of ways, and help Kim.
Yeah,
you know?
big time, and you know, just tell her in his own little way that he loved her.
Then he finally got 86 years, so that's good.
That's good.
Yeah. Even if he gets good behavior.
Oh, and I wanted to mention, it was, we mentioned during the reaction, but with them smoking at the end, it's how it started.
That's
you know,
how it started.
You know, sharing a cigarette.
That's right.
And everything's in black and white, but the cigarette was lit. You saw the ambers, like orangey. And
that
I
was
love
perfect.
those little accents, those little details that they put in. And it's almost like
Saul's back. Saul's still there.
That's right.
Yeah, or it's
The
just
orange.
like their, you know, their friendship or something is always still lit or something.
Yeah,
their
like she's gonna go
teamwork
visit
has a
him.
spark or something.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely,
there's a lot of meanings, I'm sure there, but
I'm sure too. Yes.
Yeah.
you know, so I loved
Wow,
it. Very
yeah.
good series.
Very good.
Let us know what you thought of this series. Thank you so
good.
much for watching this with us. It was a great journey.
Oh, we had a blast.
Yeah, we sure did.
I'm really gonna miss it.
Yeah, and I can't wait to
My
see what
God.
else we're going to watch. There's a
Whoa.
lot of good series coming out that
Yes,
we're going to be watching very soon.
What
and
was
stuff
the
that
name
we're
of this?
currently watching?
What was this title?
Let's
Sorry.
look and see. But we had recently Breaking Bad and Waterworks was last time.
Saul
gone. Saul gone. Oh, how
Never do
funny.
that.
See, we really try now not to look at the title.
Yeah,
That's
but now I
perfect.
figured,
Yeah.
oh, yes, you
No,
know,
that's
now
great.
it's
Saul gone. Because we would have been
Saul
laughing.
But now he's in prison, but he's
Saul
Dr.
gone.
Saul.
Saul gone, but in
That's right.
prison.
He's
Saul gone. We're just going to keep saying it because it's funny. Anywho, guys, love you.
Yes,
thank you
you.
so much
Thank
for
you very much.
watching, and we'll see you very soon as always.
Bye.
Bye guys.
Bye.
Bye.